the secondary cell defense with the immune system. So, whereas the first primary immune response or immune defense is just kind of a barrier, the main idea of the secondary layer of defense is phagocytosis, which is basically cells eating pathogens and such. So basically this is done primarily by two types of cells. It's done by neutrophils, which kind of circulate through the bloodstream, and they're pretty small, and they just kind of like detect an infected tissue. And then the other type of phagocytotic cells are macrophages, which are the big eaters, and they just kind of, they eat stuff. So then you also have these things, natural killer cells. Natural killer cells don't really do phagocytosis. They just kind of go around and then they detect infected tissues by a virus, by cancer, and it just detects that something's wrong with them, and it kind of just sends off signals to that cell to have it go through apoptosis, so it just kind of blows up. So then there are other types of cells in the second layer of defense. They're dendritic cells. They kind of just like sit on the skin and the outer surfaces. They do phagocytosis too. Then you have eosinophils. They deal mostly with multicellular, like parasites, like worms and stuff. Then you have antimicrobial or antibacterial peptides or proteins. But one of the main things that these can do is they just kind of are released, and they just cause massive death. You can have some that are released that just like destroy cell membranes or stuff of the pathogen. You can also have these things called interferons, which are one of the main types of these proteins found in vertebrates. And basically what these do is they're released by an infected cell, and they kind of message the surrounding cells that it's infected. So those other cells just kind of start doing, they start secreting other chemicals that prevent themselves from getting infected. So basically kind of just slows down the spread of stuff. And then you also have interferons, like white blood cell interferons. They just kind of have macrophages become more active. And the other type are complement proteins. And they just cause this really long chain reaction that just kind of causes lysis in the cell. And just the final part of the second layer of defense is the inflammatory response. One of the main things it does is it increases blood pressure, and the capillaries will become more permeable. So more of these cells are able to shoot through the bloodstream and right into there. And also, it can heat up the area. The increased heat and the fever basically helps to almost denature some of the protein and the pathogens. And it also serves to, in other ways, make them less effective because they don't really survive well in the heat. So that's the second layer of defense.